a while back when I was watching the behind the scenes for Behind the Mask Rise Leslie Vernon, awesome, awesome horror film. Robert Englund talked about how he gets lots of scripts, and lots of them are garbage, so he doesn't do them. But this script was really good, that's why he did it. I've often wondered why Robert Englund, occasionally, Shakespearean trained, classically trained actor, predominantly known for being Freddy Krueger, does these sorts of films. Anaconda versus Lake Placid continues that long, long standing tradition of versus when it comes to horror franchises. Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator, Alien versus Hunter, the generic knockoff of Alien versus Predator, Blackenstein versus Blackula, or all the Universal monster movies. They're just things for taking two iconic characters and then fight each other. What's Lake Placid? Gators. With Anaconda? Anaconda. The first Anaconda, of course, had Ice Cube, Jennifer Lopez, and totally drawing a blank. Angelina Jolie's dad. I cannot think of his name. It'll be in the comment section below. And they fought a giant animatronic anaconda, which looked good. It's a nice, solid practical. They did more and more sequels where they went away from a nice, physical, created anaconda to really poorly rendered CGI. That's how that series went. Lake Placid, which I thought was done after the third one, or fourth one. Was there four of them? I don't know, man. I know I've seen at least three. I want to say three is called The Final Chapter. That doesn't mean anything to all the four movies. Starred Yancey Butler towards the end of it. The first one, again, they used some actual, some animatronic, and as well as other bits and pieces of CGI. I want to say the first ended with Betty White feeding a bunch of baby giant gators. With the crocodiles. Try to remember the snout length on them. Because crocodile, I want to say, is stubby but wide, and alligator's long and narrow. So now we have, I guess Yancey Butler took over from some of the previous ones. Yancey Butler, primarily known for being in the Witchblade live-action TV series. What's Witchblade, you ask? Witchblade was actually one of the premier Top Cow titles. What's Top Cow? Top Cow is kind of a subsidiary of Image. Image was essentially a breakaway from some of your key artists from Marvel in the 90s, which is the 90s style of here's just really awesomely drawn art, really awesomely drawn pieces of comics with kind of poorly done story, but it looked beautiful. So, how's Robert Englund tie into this? Robert Englund is a guy with one hand who inadvertently kind of sets loose the anacondas, who Evil Corporation kind of wants to keep a hold of, while there's also giant gators. So, Yancey Butler teams up with a guy I know as Parker Lewis from Parker Lewis Can't Lose, which was like a late 80s, early 90s TV show. And then battling the bizarre, poorly rendered CGI creatures. If you're a fan of things like Sharktopus versus Pterodinosaur, or like Dracolich versus Krankensaur, if you're a fan of those sort of films, this one is about on the same level as all the other random sci-fi was able to buy the rights to two things, so they threw them together because they had a weekend and a small special effects budget. It's the two franchises that are not very good. When you put them together and they're not very good,